this one's gonna be hard to accept because when you have a more voluptuous body, it's more overtly sexual. Your natural body shape or your surgery body shape will change the type of man that is attracted to you, at least based on his socioeconomic level. And let me show you. Socioeconomic class actually have to do with the type of man that is attracted to your body and why. Let's figure it out. We have the wealthy class, right? And they typically tend to be attracted to more slender bodies, a physique, a nicer physique, right? The reason they like that is for a couple of reasons. Number one, a lot of their reputation is on the line. Who they're married to, how that person is moving, how that significant other is, how outside people view them. Everything comes with reputation when it comes to being that wealthy, okay? So essentially, they understand the power more of who their significant other is and how they represent them. Literally. Then, of course, we get to the biological factors like a woman with a nice physique and she's skinny. You can actually see the structuring of that, the natural way her body would fall in clothes, etc., right? And it also signals youth to men. We hear it preached all day, every damn day, right? And actually, this one's gonna be hard to accept because when you have a more voluptuous body, it's more overtly sexual. Okay, so basically the man doesn't really get the privilege of like the classy look or like you act this way publicly, but he knows you in a different way privately. Like that line kind of gets blurred. And it's not anything that somebody who's naturally built like that has like done wrong. It's more so other men can visualize you in a more sexual way a lot easier than they can with somebody that has a petite body. All right, and that's gonna move us over to poor. When it comes to this type of man, you know how there's like being hood rich, right? Let's make it that. So essentially, because this person doesn't have much to show, they're gonna make what they do show gaudy. And so essentially, because that thing is gaudy, it's right in front of your face. You can't ignore it, you can't whatever, right? So essentially that translates to the type of woman that they are attracted to also has more of that up front in your face, you can't ignore it type of sexuality. All right, because essentially as they escort you around places socially, all that other stuff, it's a huge signal to someone else. Look who I am fucking right now. Look who I have access to right now. Just like easy to see. And the last reason that the poor man tends to be attracted to a more voluptuous, overtly sexual body. One, he's not doing much else with his free time when he's outside of work. That's the only way he's making money. Tends to be the only way he's applying himself. So basically, with his free time, he's gonna want to have sex. Bam. Okay. Second reason, the woman is doing very much like domestic work in the home, right? That's a strong contribution of hers because he can't afford any type of assistance, even when it comes down to like eating out a certain amount, etc. So for her, when he sees her, outside of that, there's not much that woman is expected to offer him as far as like uplifting him or moving him to another level. They are in survival mode, literally. I want you to understand that, okay? So because they are in survival mode, the woman basically is offering sex and domestic work to him, okay? So essentially, the more sexual she looks, the more appealing she is to him, because that's one half of basically her value. Middle class, that's kind of like a anything can go type of situation, okay? It's a mixture of enough resources, enough intelligence, and enough ignorance. Essentially for them, they're going to be choosing a partner based off of what they see in media the most subconsciously and what kind of reflects their natural desire, because they don't have too much on the line as far as reputation, but they also have enough resources to care about what person they're getting and how they're reflecting them and stuff like that, but not enough to where they need to be controlling the type of person that they're dating. So at that point, you can just date ideally who you desire. So before you get that BBL, please evaluate, what is this gonna do for me? What is my goal? Okay? And I know as women, we be lying to ourselves saying, oh my God, it doesn't matter what men think, blah, blah, blah. But eventually, if you want to be with somebody, you're gonna have to give a damn what men think.
I just want to say that I don't disagree. And I also agree, right? So you could say that I am 50-50 with her opinion. I found it rather informative for girls who specifically seek the body parts of Black women, or the bodies that are stereotypically associated with Black women's bodies. It also made me think about how classism is very anti-Black and very anti-Black women, because there are Black women in Africa who are naturally gifted in the right places. And we did not do a BBL. That is how we were naturally given. So this shows how men hypersexualize Black women's bodies and cannot see us with anything other than big tits and a big butt. The only reason we even have BBLs is thanks to Black women who were sacrificed in their experiments. But also it made me think about how the Kim Kardashians actually made Black women's bodies more acceptable to the public, and we were not stigmatized negatively by their promotion, basically, and people got to just accept. However, there's a large portion of people who's in the wealth category who want the slim bodies. Also, it's rooted in white male psychology that they don't find their bodies intimidating as well, while as they find the Black woman's body intimidating and rather shocking. They find it very difficult to handle as well. However, this is really my perception because I live in Africa and it's giving me a different perspective from a woman who lives in America. But I also imagine the Black women who are naturally like that, and
not interested in no damn BBL. In reference to this video, I just want to ask one question. Just one, right? Why do y'all try to pass off general analysis of things as factual information? And the only reason why I'm asking is because before I state my opinion, because I'm not going to state my opinion in the video, I just want to know why y'all like to do that. Even going so far as to make a chart that really showed nothing and really said nothing in the entire video, for real. Because all of this is general analysis of what you've seen, but not of what you know. And I want a lot of y'all to take that tidbit and apply it to a lot of the things that y'all stamp y'all opinion on in life, and see exactly how far you'll go. I might get some hate for this, but this is 100% the truth. BBLs attract poor men, broke men, same thing, no different. Because from what I know, a lot of wealthy men like women with natural bodies. And don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with getting a BBL at all. But I know a lot of women, they'll go into Tijuana and they'll go to different countries to go and get a BBL because they assume that this will attract men with more money, I'm sorry. But that's never the case, it really isn't. And maybe there's at least like 2 or 3 of them that are okay with it, and that's like really, really rare if you're really lucky. But for the most part, from what I know, a lot of wealthy men like a lot of natural things, especially when it comes to like nails or the way that you look from your face or the way that you're presenting yourself. Because from what I know is a lot of wealthy men say BBLs scream loud and crazy or whatever. And like I said, nothing wrong with getting cosmetic procedures done, but that's just the cold heart.
So is it me, or why do a lot of natural girls just have so much opinions about like BBL? You don't got no BBL. You don't know the type of money the girls with the BBLs making with that BBL. You don't know the type of funds that they're making with the BBL or without the BBL because you don't have a freaking BBL. Fun fact. Like, and then you talking about Dubai women, but the men they're married to come over here and pay for the women with the BBLs to go over there to have some fucking fun. Yeah, it don't even matter. Dubai's already a weird place because when I realized that it's a crime to actually scream and yell and let somebody to try to get somebody attention to help you, it's a crime. So I don't care. We don't care about what Dubai thinks. Dubai is actually one of those countries you don't know how I got rich, but you just kind of keep quiet about it. Human trafficking.
We really need to stop looking at these Western countries as standards for anything: life, beauty, morals, values, anything you can think of, business tactics, because a lot of things are rooted in things they don't want us to know about, that they do. The only reason Western countries became what they became is thanks to black bodies, and we cannot dissociate those two. And we cannot also deny how it is so anti-black. Classism is very anti-black, very anti-black women, because the bodies that you say that are not classy, those are black women's bodies. The bodies that you say do not attract wealthy man's money, wealthy man, whatever, is black women's bodies. The same black women's bodies women all over mimic. Our hairstyles, our breasts, our butts, our features, everything about us should be on other women except black women. And it's very interesting whenever we have this conversation that our bodies are linked to poverty, because most of our men, thanks to the system, are broke. So our bodies are linked to the bottom of the barrel economically. So she put a chart there. Like I said, I'm not disagreeing because I think that she's talking from the woman in her area and the economics of things, but also that's the problem with it. That's why I said it's a 50-50 take. We don't really analyze things to a deeper level to understand why it is so. We see the safest thing and we analyze that. And like the lady said, we take general information and then we take it as fact that this is what I've seen. What you've seen is not necessarily facts. Things are changing, okay? Nobody wants somebody who is not authentic to themselves, okay? It looks more beautiful when you're natural. Any man would want that. Any man would like a woman who's confident within herself. And that's something they took away from black women. Being confident in your own skin, being comfortable and confident in your own body as a black woman, that is attractive, and it can attract any man, skinny, thick. If you have confidence in yourself, if you know yourself, you stand out beautifully. You attract both poor, middle, wealthy men. And that's something we really need to keep in mind, okay? We need to not take Dubai as a role model. We cannot. We cannot even take any Western country as morals, considering the things that they've done. But it's really, really something you should know, that to attract a wealthy man, you need to be a wealthy woman. You need to be a woman of substance. Because if you're not a woman of substance,